Hi YouTube, G3333 here with the unboxing of the Qatar A340-600 by Gemini Jets.
This was the first Gemini Jets video I ever watched, and it was a landslide from there to collecting over 150 models. Back in 2011, 2012, those kind of times, there was no other company that could rival Gemini Jets. The supreme quality and amount of detail in each and every single model that they produced was just incredible. It was partly an addiction. I couldn't really stop, but after 10 years, well, 10 years can do a lot to a company. Now I promise you, I am not doing anything to downplay this model. This is genuinely how it came out of the box. The wings weren't attached, no forward landing gear, well there was, but it fell off and it's now on the floor somewhere. You know, no antennas as well, as you can see, they just fell off, and this is appalling. You know, I spent $40 on this and this is how it comes to me. There's something that needs to be done. Now my story began with Gemini Jets in 2012 on a British Airways 777-200 from Washington DC to London. Now on this flight the in-flight entertainment system wasn't actually working, and so as compensation British Airways supplied me with $40. Yes, a 10-year-old with $40. I was happy, like this was more money than I'd ever held back then. But then British Airways dropped the bomb. It turns out that I could only buy something from their store. And scrolling through their website, I was looking at what I could buy. 8 neck pillows or 12 duty-free soap bars, and then I saw it. The Gemini Jets 1-400 British Airways A380. And that was the start. I bought it, and even now, 7 years later, I still have it. Yeah, so it turns out that giving a 10-year-old a highly delicate model isn't the best idea in the world. However, apart from my own damage to the planes I collected back then, there wasn't really anything wrong with the models. The first sign of Gemini Jet's decay popped up with their 2016 rendition of the Boeing 777. This new mould featured antennas and rolling landing gear but had one flaw. Now you can use simple maths to find out how large certain features on the plane should be. I used the dividing factor of 400 to find that the accurate length of a 777's landing gear should be 6mm tall. On this model, however, it's 9mm tall. That's 50% bigger than real life. To put it differently, here's a real 777 landing gear, and here's a Gemini Jets 2016 777 landing gear. You can even see by putting the new one next to the old one that things don't exactly match up. Now companies make mistakes, I get that. I mean, you take one look at Apple and they decided to turn a cheese grater into a computer. But when you make a mistake twice, well, people start to get mad. And that's exactly what happened in 2017 with Gemini Jets' new CRJ mould. This one is so bad that you don't even need any maths to see that this is wrong. This is the landing gear on my Air Canada Express CRJ 900. The last time I had a plane with gear attached to the fuselage was when I was 6. Gemini Jets, you said it yourself, these ain't toys, and yes, I agree. But when they resemble more of a toy than a model, that's where I draw the line. There's a reason they didn't turn the U2 into a passenger plane. Again, however, 2017 was a pretty forgiving year, and most people continued on with collecting like nothing was any different.
What's up, YouTube? Gemini13 here with a new Skymarks 1:400 scale model. I think that's what this is. I'm not even sure how to attack this video.
This is Gemini Jets 13. He ordered 3 American A321s, and each one had disproportional engines, and furthermore, they weren't even intact. And if you want a full in-depth look at just how bad the new Gemini Jets A320s are, go ahead and watch his latest video. It's appalling, and even after the A320s, more and more models arrived at people's doors broken. Just over 16% of all my models from 2019 have arrived broken. That's 1 in every 6 models. And the American 737 you saw at the start of this video, that was one of them. Now, this isn't saying that Gemini Jets is completely bad. In their defense, the 757 and 737 MAX molds are outstanding. But that's 2 planes. I want to be able to say that about all of their models. But unfortunately, I can't. And finally, in the summer of 2019, it came around and bit them in the butt. NG models appeared on the scene in around 2018 kind of times, but only made a fatal blow to Gemini Jets in the summer of 2019 when they started releasing American models. Now, you're probably wondering what is so bad about them releasing American models. Well, before NG, Gemini Jets were the only ones releasing American models. Pre-2018, if you wanted a Southwest 737, American ERJ 175 or Delta CRJ 200, you needed to go through Gemini Jets. There was no other option. Now, however, Gemini Jets has a true rival. NG models have already released a United and American 737-800 and a United and Delta 757 with multiple options with special liveries, retro liveries, and even a choice of wingletless or not. And that's all in 1 month, and they've said they'll be releasing Southwest and Alaskan models still to come. So just imagine this scenario. You're at your grandmother's house. She says she's going to make you an apple pie. Now, you're excited because you love apple pie. But when she brings it to you and you taste it, you immediately change your mind. It turns out that this apple pie isn't very well cooked. The pastry is raw, the apples are squidgy, and it's just not going to go down very well. Do you A, tell her that she's doing a great job and force it down as she makes you one every single week? Or B, do you tell her that you're not the biggest fan and maybe she should make some changes to the recipe?
Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
If you picked option A, then you can continue to buy Gemini Jets. But a lot of people have picked option B already and are telling Gemini Jets they need to change. Where are they telling Gemini Jets this, you may ask? Well, their primary battlefield, Instagram. As the saying goes, the happiest person in the world probably isn't on Facebook. Or even Instagram for this case, because the Gemini Jets page is a battlefield. And this is from both sides. Some people hate Gemini Jets, some people love them, and others even hate them because they love them. But I believe that it's this area that needs to change before their models can change. Blatant hate is never okay, and I really hope that's one thing this video doesn't increase. It's easy to take what I'm saying as being hate, but I really want to get this through that this is constructive criticism. I'd encourage others to keep their strong feelings to themselves and share more light and suggestive comments. That being said, Gemini's Instagram manager isn't the best with hasty customers. Known in business, there are 8 ways you should deal with criticism. 1. Listen carefully. 2. Distance your emotional self. 3. Don't try to prove someone is wrong. 4. Ask questions. 5. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. 6. Ask for time. 7. Apologize. And finally, 8. Resolve the issue quickly and fix the process. Gemini Jets do none of these. Gemini Jets have also reportedly sworn at customers. Now, I've never actually seen this happen in person, so don't go by my statement. But even without this, the way they treat their customers isn't good. Patricia Fripp said this: You do not close a sale, you open a relationship if you want to build a long-term successful business. And a relationship is in nowhere near to what me and Gemini Jets have. NG, on the other hand, reply to your DMs and actually have a positive attitude to things you suggest. I know Gemini Jets can do better. In fact, I've seen them do better. They can come back from this, but until then, well, let's just say my money's gonna go somewhere else.
Fool me once, I'm mad. Fool me twice, how could you? Fool me 3 times, you're officially that guy, okay? You know the one. You go to the bar, he's like, this suit is officially Giorgio Armani, my dad knows him, f*** you!